and it leaked out that this is the way it was going to be. And I think somebody overlooked something and justified it, saying that Detroit is in close proximity to Buffalo, close proximity to Toronto, and thereby in close proximity to Ottawa and Montreal. That puts them close to 4 other teams.
Well, with that scenario, well, so is fucking Dallas, and so is Minnesota, and so is St. Louis. What the hell's the problem?
I know. And like I said, I'm not defending them because I think that this was an oversight. But I do think that it's going to be a big enough oversight that you will see a change the following season where one team's going to have to move. And you're right. I see that being the Detroit Red Wings as opposed to any other team in any of those divisions.
And then you know what you do? You move Detroit Red Wings over to the Central, and you take one of those freaking powerhouses and you move it into Atlantic from the Metropolitan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can do that for sure. I mean, why not move Washington?
Exactly. Move Washington over to the Atlantic Division. Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. You know? I mean, come on. That's Bedman's going to go bananas this whole freaking season when it happens because he's going to see how bad he screwed it up.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's take a closer look at that when it happens, obviously.
Yeah, he's going to have to fix it. Laura, are you back with us?
Stupid.
Laura, are you back with us? I guess not. She's still on the phone. Okay, no big deal. So, yeah, when I saw this, I just went ballistic. I was like, what are you kidding me? The Metropolitans? That was the first thing I saw. And then I was going over the divisions, and I'm looking. I'm going, what the heck is going on here? Detroit? What the flying pig?
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know, and I was like, I can't wait to get freaking Ron in here. And now also, there was a couple of retirees, huh?
There has been a number of retirees, and certainly none of them come without some kind of critiques, I guess, if you will. I mean, the biggest one might be Kovalchuk there.
Yeah, for the Devils, right?
Yes.
And that's why they signed Jaromir Jagr, right?
Why? Because they have to have an old overager or what?
I know. What's up with that? He's getting ready to retire too.
You know what? There's been a lot of free agent signings. I mean, there's been a ton. Every day there's free agent signings, and every once in a while one just kind of pops up and you're going, what the? Who's thinking this?
I saw that with the Jagr one, and I was like, what the hell's going on? See, Myth. I was like, what the heck? Now he's leaving and going to the Devils? Oh, my God.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you heard Jerome McGinley as well.
No.
Well, do you remember when the whole trade deadline came down and the Calgary Flames were basically selling the farm and bringing in young sheep to, lead the herd, if you will, for the future? They were going to go young. They were getting rid of a lot of their players. One of the players that they got rid of was McGinley. Now, Jerome McGinley at the time was kind of brokering deal. He was kind of looking at his options and weighing out where he can go and what can be done. And the Boston Bruins honestly thought that they had a deal in place and they were going to get Jerome McGinley. And Cam Ward at the time, a TSN analyst, actually put it on Twitter and went live on television and said, this is the deal. This is going to happen. About 3 hours later, it was announced that Jerome McGinley is headed to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Okay, so long story short, the Boston Bruins feel that they got slighted in this whole deal. They go and they get Jaromir Jagr. Now, the long and short of it is you get to free agency, and the McGinley is now and Pittsburgh Penguins contract, and who picks it up but the Boston Bruins?
Wow.
So McGinley, who was destined to go to the Boston Bruins apparently and was a pen stroke away, ends up and it could have been him obviously playing into the postseason than he did with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Wow, that's just nuts. That's just bananas, man.
Yep.
Holy cannoli.
So anyways, like there's a ton of them, but what you're seeing more now today, and it started about a week and a half ago, you're seeing a lot of free agents that are actually being picked up by their previous team. And so their previous team is actually getting a better deal than what they might have otherwise had.
Right.
So taking, for example, a couple of the players that I see out there, and this doesn't mean that I expect anybody to know the names or not, but Jordan Schrader was on the Vancouver Canucks roster and never really got a ton of playing time. And he was looking at having a little bit more money, so he becomes a free agent, and the Vancouver Canucks left him out there to dry for about 20 days, almost 3 weeks. Nobody wants him, and yesterday he gets signed to a reduced contract from what he had previously. So the Vancouver Canucks actually make a gain that way by getting Schrader and re-signing him. And you can go through the list here today. I mean, there is a number of other players. Columbus with the defenseman Golubev. Also, the Vancouver Canucks with Dale Weiss. You look at the St. Louis Blues, did the same thing with a goaltender, Jake Allen. Nashville with Nick Spalding. Those are all players today that were free agents with their previous team and are now signed with their previous team again.
I guess you got to do what you got to do, right?
You got to do what you got to do. I mean, when you look back to the NHL draft, and this is how long it's been since I've talked with you, the biggest, I guess, shockwave in the NHL draft in that first round was the one player going late in the draw. Seth Jones got overlooked in the top 3 spots and ended up going to the Nashville Predators instead in 4th. But trumping that move was the Vancouver Canucks trading Corey Schneider to the New Jersey Devils. And for those of you that have listened to some of the hockey segments throughout the last couple of years here on Sports World Radio, with your host Jeff and co-host Sean, you guys know that I've been talking about Roberto Luongo and the problems that he's had that go back to 2 postseasons ago when they shit the bed and they lost in 4 straight to the Los Angeles Kings. And it was obvious there that the writing was on the wall and Roberto Luongo was not going to be a Vancouver Canuck. Well, fast forward 2 years and you get through this shortened season and you realize that the contract that the Vancouver Canucks made with the Roberto Luongo has now become the anchor that keeps Roberto Luongo in Vancouver. So Luongo is going to have to pull up his socks and dust off his shoulders and put a smile back on his face before he pulls the mask down, because he's not going anywhere. He's going to be a Vancouver Canucks goaltender for the foreseeable future.
Is he happy about that?
He seems to be getting happy. He seems to be saying the right things. Let's put it this way, though. His last tweet prior to today was during the NHL draft when he said his tweet at the NHL draft was no trade clause waived. That's all he tweeted. No trade clause waived. That's all he tweeted.
What about Popeye Jones's kid? Is he going to play with Nashville?
Seth Jones will play with Nashville. Seth Jones, I don't believe that he has signed yet with the Predators, but he has been to their rookie development camp and has shown extremely well. And Nashville is looking at building around him on the back end. They do like their defenseman young. They've shown that over the years. They've had a young defensemen come through, and right now they definitely look to their defensive core as being their strength. They're looking to win by defense instead of offense, and hoping that a strong goaltender who's one player and a good supporting cast behind the blue line, 6 defensemen, will help yield more offensive opportunities for the younger, unproven talent that they have up front.
Will he be a good hockey player, have a good NHL career? Jones?
Seth Jones?
Yeah.
I mean, anything's a crapshoot in a draft pick, right? But Seth, his only knock, and I think the reason why he dropped down the ladder and didn't get picked in the top 3 spots is because he did not show very well at the Memorial Cup. The Memorial Cup is a tournament where the top teams from all of the leagues in the Canadian Hockey League vie for the one trophy, a national trophy. And Seth Jones was really outdone and outshone by the work of Nathan McKinnon, who actually turned Seth Jones inside out, not once, not twice, but probably as many times as LeBron wants to win a championship in Miami.
Yuck.
Well, hey, Ron, thanks for chilling with us, man. Oh, Jesus Christ, I just killed the whole call. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We're getting the flock out of here anyway. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Remember, that was Sean Mann. I'm Jeff Escal. That was also Ron Gallo, and we also had Laura on. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. Peace out, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.
Hey, boy, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over. See you next time.
Next time? When's that?
Pretty soon. Don't worry.
Pretty soon? How long is that?
In a little.